You're on.
Oh man, how thou hast fallen. In the beginning, in the Garden of Eden, men were really godlike. And of course, we all know the story of Adam and Eve. But I want to point something out to you. There was a third of heaven that fell. Angels, beautiful angels, stood in the presence of God. Their beauty can be compared to nothing. But slowly, over a period of time, they began to be hideous looking, taking on shapes of their heart. But but Lucifer himself is a good example. And in this I'm suggesting that men are in a state of continuously falling, getting farther and farther and farther away from God. And only through the express intervening of the Lord Jesus can men become like Christ again. Now, I remember when we were going to church years ago, a friend of mine's wife got saved, and she used to have this old hideous look on her face. And she looked like she was mad all the time. And her face was starting to permanently fix. But she got saved, and that face, man, it cleared right up. She began to smile. She did not even look like the same person. Literally, she wasn't. She was not the same person. On the inside, neither on the outside. But oh man, how thou hast fallen. Look at this. The name Lucifer, traditionally in Christianity, for the leader of demons, an angel who was cast from heaven into hell. He's not been into hell yet. He may go back and forth, but he's not been cast into hell, as saying as far as hell. But anyway, he rebelled against God. Lucifer is usually identified with Satan. The name Lucifer, which means bearer of light or morning star, refers to his former splendor as the greatest of the angels. This means that he was at one time was the greatest angel in heaven, second only unto God. And he was in a place of high exaltation, and it's believed that he was leader. That he was leader of the song service in heaven, and therefore, when honey, that's very annoying. Honey, that's still messing me up here.
I'm done.
Okay. The leader in heaven of song service, great influential power, which he still has, by the way.
There's your juice.
Oh, thank you. And men, this is what I'm saying, men are in a continuously falling state. Only those who have accepted Christ is in a state within themselves, spiritually and physically, of being lifted up. Now, this is why Jesus knew that people would be in a state of rebellion when he came, because those who want nothing to do with Christ have no part in who Christ is. the Lord Jesus, then they would continuously be in a fallen state. And at the end of the time, they would be in a terrible, terrible... You know what? Men are just a hair away from becoming the hideous creatures that we know as demons. They are just a hair away from becoming the likeness of the devils themselves. And I believe this is why God has decided to shorten the days. This is why He decided to cut it off at this time. Because of that. Let's read Isaiah. Isaiah 14:12 actually is the verse I'm going to look at. It says, "Oh, art thou fallen from, or how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did awaken the nation?" Which did us weaken the nation. Well, you know what, you would think in the morning that He would awaken the nation. But when He was son of the morning, the nations didn't exist yet. That was before the earth was formed. "For thou hast said in thy heart, I will descend unto heaven." Listen, this is what gets us in this place. When we decide we're better than God. There's a movie, Star Trek made a movie that suggested that we had outgrown God. And in this movie, this big hand came out and grabbed their ship and held it like this, and they couldn't get free. Extremely powerful.
235, 240.
And in this movie, they found the secret of this particular God's power, and they blew it up. They blew it up. And at the end, Captain Kirk says something in the way of, maybe we could have burned a few more leaves. You know, done a little bit more worship to discover the secret of exactly how He gained His power. You know, that they might overcome Him more, undoubtedly. So, but nevertheless, men are in this extreme state. And by the way, God has no place outside of Himself, like this movie suggested, that holds the secret to His power. God is this power. God is the power that men are looking for. The only way you're ever going to find it is if you take the Lord Jesus upon yourself. Love is the access to His power. Okay. And this is how you fall. "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit." For He said, "I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne." There was this mistake right there. I will exalt my throne. See, now God has exalted millions of people into this place where the devil desired to be. Literally has made us into the children of God. That's what the devil wanted. But the devil wanted to take God's throne. He says, "I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north." Literally move God out of His place. So He wants to exalt Himself. And no, not so God didn't put men exactly where, but sort of He did, because the Lord Jesus said, "I will grant you to sit with me in my throne, even as I sit with my Father in His throne." See, so it sort of is. It's like where God has put us as a slap in the face to the devil. Alrighty, and this is how you fall when you cease to admit that God is God and who we are in Him.
Come on, girls, we'll party.
Alright, God bless you. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you again next time. right here across in the middle ministry.